These are 4 times court didn't go their way. Number 1, husband dies. Now they're fighting over the baby.
Miss Franklin, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. My son was killed 3 months ago. I have a granddaughter that's 9 years old. I've had custody of her since she was a baby. After his death and funeral, Kim decides she wants to come to my house and remove her. Brought the police to my house.
After the funeral?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. She did. She did that. As traumatic as it was for me and
A grandmother walks into court with heartbreak in her eyes and fire in her voice. Her son is dead, and now the mother, Kim, who's barely been in the child's life, shows up with the police to rip the little girl away. Let that sink in. The funeral wasn't even over before a custody war began. Who brings law enforcement to a grieving grandmother's front door? This is not just a custody dispute. This is an emotional battlefield.
my family. She decided to remove Rakisha with the police, caused a scene, which she's done in the past. I'm here today for grandparents' rights. I've had my granddaughter since she was a baby. She doesn't even know who this lady is. She knows that she's her mother, but as far as knowing who she is, and with her lengthy past, when I say
When
lengthy,
you say lengthy past, what do you mean by that?
drugs, drinking, fighting, beating the system.
Beating the system.
Yes.
How did she do that?
Welfare, food stamps, housing, anything.
Miss Franklin doesn't hold back. She's been raising this child since infancy, and now she's being accused and threatened by the very woman who was absent. When she speaks of Kim's lengthy past, drugs, alcohol, scamming the system, it paints a grim picture. But here's the deeper wound. They used her granddaughter just to game government benefits. Viewers, what would you do if someone tried to weaponize your own grandchild against you?
Thing that's not legal, she's done.
But Rakisha, I said her name right.
Yes, Your Honor.
She lives with you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And prior to your son's death, did your son live with you too, or was Rakisha just living with you?
Only Rakisha, absolutely not. He could not live with me.
I understand.
But
so how was she getting benefits if her daughter lived with you?
Because as I mentioned earlier, both of them love to beat the system, and they used my grandchild against me and my husband just so that they can continue to beat the system. I did put my son on child support.
Okay.
That I absolutely did.
And now you're wanting child support from mom.
I want child support and full custody of my granddaughter.
There's a sharp shift here. Miss Franklin claims she had to put her own son on child support because both parents were using the system. And now she's doing the same to Kim, demanding full custody and financial responsibility. Then came a chilling moment, a threat masked in a warning. Smith & Wesson going to be in control. The court's reaction was immediate. Can you blame a grieving grandmother for being on edge?
Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to her?
Oh, absolutely, yes. When she brought the police to my house, she told them that I threatened her, and she threatened me. She threatened to kill me. I said, absolutely not, Your Honor. What I told her when she called, I told her, I said, you know what? If you come over here, I'm not gonna be in control. Smith and Weston gonna be in control.
Oh, okay. Well, it didn't get that far, did it?
Well, it didn't, because the police drug her from my front yard.
And I'm sorry for your loss as well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is there anything else you need me to know before I move over to her?
No, Your Honor.
I didn't catch your last name. I just heard your first name is Kim.
That's what I want to say. I'm a fan. It's Kim Bourgeois.
Bourgeois.
Yes.
How do you spell it?
Boudure.
Is that French?
Yes.
Well, can I call you Lady B? I
Yes.
think
Or you can
I'll
call me
butcher
Kim. You can call me
Kim.
Miss
Okay.
Kim.
I think I'll butcher that last name too much.
Okay.
Okay, so is all of what she's saying true? You had a history with drugs, drinking. She said you're cheating the system, getting welfare. What it sounds like is that your daughter has been living with her this entire time. So is what she's saying true?
The whole thing.
Then enters Kim. Her demeanor? Calm, but vague. It's the past, she says. But when pressed, she admits to illegal drug use with the deceased father. Let that sink in. She's confirming the grandmother's worst fears. She justifies the police visit by claiming her daughter is getting older and needs to be with her. But is this about love or image control? Does timing really redeem years of absence?
It's the past, you know.
So it is true. The answer is yes.
Some of it is.
Which part of it is true?
As far as maybe some of the illegal drug activity that her son and I both partake in, you know, some of that is true, but as far as the food stamps and all that, it's not. She's just going by hearsay, by what people are telling her, just using that in this case. As I stated, as she stated, as far as coming to get my kids, you know, with the police, that's true, because I need Rakisha, to come and be with her mom. She's getting older, and so is she, you know. So
that wasn't nice. She's been taking care of your daughter. So what difference would it make if she's getting older?
She has been, again, all of these words are past tense. It's time for my daughter to come home with me.
But she hasn't lived with you.
She hasn't, because I was working on my career and getting myself together, you know, so I can be the mom that I need to be. And I've done that. And unfortunately, Ricky passed, rest his soul. And it's time for my daughter to come home with her mother.
Okay.
I'm not the woman that I used to be, Your Honor.
All right. But you are still the woman she doesn't know, your daughter, right?
Well, actually, and she doesn't know that, I've been talking to Rakisha for about 4 or 5 months now.
Talking to her about...
The judge isn't buying it. Kim says she's been talking to her daughter for 5 months, but the child barely knows her. The judge makes it clear. It's not what you want to say, it's what the facts say. The truth stings. She is a stranger? Viewers, ask yourselves, should biology override bond? Should a child be uprooted just because a parent finally gets it together?
What?
Talking to her, letting her know, first of all, reaching out, letting her know that it's unfortunate that our dad passed, and letting her know that I want us to get our relationship together. I want to be the nurturing mother that she needs.
So as of right now, you're a stranger, right?
I wouldn't necessarily say strangers.
Well, it's not necessarily what you want to say, it's what the facts say. You're a stranger to this child that you came and attempted to remove from her caretaker, right?
She's been taking care of her, yes, and I commend her for that, but my daughter needs to be with her mother.
All right, but you do understand that your daughter needs to be in an environment that's stable, where she is familiar with the person that is taking care of her.
She has to get familiar with her. I am working, I make good money, I've been paying insurance, so it's not like I've been totally out the picture.
Let's talk about that. How much money do you make?
About $70,000.
$70,000. How much, you say insurance as well?
Yes, I pay $170 a month.
All right. How much of that have you given to grandmother? And it's not a hard question if you've actually done anything.
Well, I can say none then. Let's just be done with it. None.
So you make...
Kim's financial picture is solid. $70,000 salary, insurance coverage, but not a single dollar given to the grandmother raising her child. Not one. She tries to justify it with talk of razors and insurance. But the judge isn't impressed. You obviously came here to waste my time, she says. That line hit like a gavel. Do you think the judge was too harsh, or was it long overdue?
All of this money and you haven't given grandmother anything for your daughter?
Well, her dad has been taking care of the child support and everything up until this point.
Right, but what were you doing?
I was paying the insurance.
So you were paying the insurance, your daughter living with someone else?
Well, she the one wanted the razor.
But ma'am, it is your daughter.
It's my daughter. I paid the insurance. She wanted a razor. The dad did the child support. We all just did our part.
You obviously came here to waste my time.
Not really. I mean...
It sounds like it. It sounds like you're trying to evade the obligation of paying child support or paying any type of financial support for this child because you want to do what you want to do. Insurance is not sufficient, ma'am. Grandmother can pay insurance if she needed to.
But she hasn't.
Well, she can't do it without a modification to your court order. That's the reason she's here.
So can my daughter go home with me?
No.
And then, boom, the Kim will pay $923 per month in child support. Her health insurance contribution is acknowledged, but the child is staying with the grandmother. Justice, some would say, was served, but it didn't stop there. Kim asks if her daughter can come home. The answer? A firm no. The judge makes it crystal clear. This child deserves stability, not sudden reunions.
She cannot. She is going to stay and remain with the person who's always taking care of her. You haven't said anything different to support that grandmother has not been doing the job you should have been doing. So what we're going to do is, based on your own testimony, and I believe you told the truth.
I did.
$70,000 a year, and that's giving you credit with the $170 health insurance. Your gross is $5,663. That brings your net to $4,613. You have one child, correct?
Yes.
All right, 20% of that brings your monthly child support obligation to $923. And as I stated, you are still to maintain the health insurance.
That's over $1,000.
And no, it's not. It's under $1,000.
So 9 something plus the 170?
No, you got credit. The 170 was given in your gross. So
Just when you think it's over, Miss Franklin drops a bombshell. Kim has 3 other kids, all living with different fathers, and she's paying insurance but no actual support. When asked directly, Kim admits she's not paying child support for them either. That revelation drops her payment down to $680. Sometimes the truth helps you. Sometimes it costs you. In this case, it did both.
You got credit for that. $923 a month. It's what's fair. It's what's in the best interest of your daughter. Your daughter is going to remain with her grandmother.
So, okay.
Anything else? You had a question?
I'm just going to keep it to myself.
Oh, you might want to do that, especially if it was something inappropriate. All right, anything further pertaining to this case?
That's it, Your Honor.
Anything further, Miss Franklin?
Yes, Your Honor. This lady just sit here and perjured the court. She has 3 other children that lives with 3 other different daddies.
Oh, wow.
And she have more miles on her than Route 1604.
Well, Miss Franklin, hold on one second. Do you have other children?
Yes.
So why didn't you say that?
Because, unfortunately, like Rakisha, they live with their dads and their other parent, other side of the family. So.
Are you paying child support for them as well?
No.
No? Oh, okay. So you're just not doing anything.
I'm paying insurance for them too.
Oh, right. So beyond insurance, you haven't done anything for them. Is that what I'm hearing? How many other children do you have?
3.
So you have 3 other children. We have to manipulate your child support amount. So
it should be lower.
Let's see how much lower it'll be. All right. Your child support is lower. It went to $680.
Should have kept your mouth shut.
No. First of all, that was rude. Secondly, she's being honest. You are not being honest. But that's okay. You don't have to be honest with me, because you know what? One day you're going to have to answer to each of your children. And that is going to be your battle to fight with them.
Well, at least they'll know I took care of them by paying their insurance.
They'll also know you're a stranger. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The judge's closing words cut deep. You're not being honest, but that's okay. You'll answer to your children one day. It's not just about court orders, it's about conscience. The grandmother leaves with her head high. The mother leaves with a lighter wallet and a heavier reputation. What do you think? Should people be able to reclaim parental rights after years of absence? Or is it too little, too late?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Number 2, she wants out, but he still needs her.
Mrs. or Miss Johnson?
Soon to be Miss.
Sir, I was talking to her. Soon to be Miss.
Yes.
Mrs. Johnson.
Yes.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Yes, I did. The child is now 18. I would like to be relieved of the child support payments.
Continue.
Because I've fulfilled my obligations in the amicable split that we had. So since the child is 18, I would like to be relieved of child support payments.
Okay. So, sir, how do you feel about that?
Ma'am, I don't know what kind of Afrocentrickery she's trying to run up in here, but it costs money to raise a child. I understand he's 18, but he's handicapped. He's special.
Oh, so now we're getting to the meat of it, because that's not what she just presented to me.
Well,
She
she's
just
acting
presented
special
it.
right now because she don't want to
Well,
pay this
sir, let's
money.
not do name calling. That's not nice.
I didn't call her no names, ma'am. I'm just saying she's acting special. All I know is this: it costs money to take care of this child. I don't have it.
When you say he's special, what type of disability does
He has
he
a
have?
mental disability, ma'am.
What type of medical bills does he have?
Currently, my bills are running about $1,800 a month. I have a garage. Obviously, by my dress and appearance today, I'm a simple man, but I make a clean living, do what I have to do. But I can only fix so many cars a day and have to put on helmets and change stuff. I don't have the time.
Okay, what type of medical expenses does the child have on a monthly basis?
He has rehabilitation. He also has some vocational training skills to help him. We're trying to get him out there on his own a little bit. And he also has a speech therapist that comes in once a week also to help him.
And other than that, is he, does he have any other disabilities or anything?
Not really, other than, her not being around ever. That's the only disability that's really got it messed up.
How much is rehab a month?
Rehab a month is $400, ma'am.
400. Does he go to a special type of school?
No, actually, the state sends someone to him at the residence because it's actually become more of a hindrance to get him somewhere than it is to actually take care of him at the home.
And you want to be removed from child support, and you hear about all of the care that it takes to take care of your adult child who's disabled, well, has special needs?
Your Honor,
Make this
and
good.
I'm going to make this good due to the fact that I have been around. I do contribute. I am there. My job takes me all over the world. Not only do I'm an educator, but I also have another son as well too, who is 16. I'm in both of their lives. So therefore, I need a little reprieve because there are certain things that I need to do with cash. Certain investments I want to
Ma'am,
make.
when I speak, you stop talking, okay?
Sure.
You're doing a whole lot of talking and you're not saying anything. Your child has needs that this man pays for. Rehab alone is $400 a month. Is this an expense that a doctor has told you that's going to be ongoing in the future?
Me, ma'am?
Yes, you, sir.
Oh, sure. Yes, ma'am. It's still going to go on. As far as he's just worried about her needs.
What about
I'm saying? People in hell need ice water.
What about the caretaker coming out to the home? Is that going to be something that's ongoing as well?
No, ma'am. That's going to end here actually in about 2 years here. It's gonna
2
end.
years.
Yes,
2
ma'am.
years?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you are asking me to stop paying child support today? You know what? Ma'am, according to the paperwork that you provided, your child support is based on your annual income of $30,000 a year, right?
That is correct.
How much are you making now?
Probably a little more over 10,000
Okay.
over that.
You know what? Let me ask him, because I don't think some of the information you're giving me is very truthful. Sir, how much
ma'am.
money does she make a year that you know of?
When we first did the situation, she was making $30,000 a year. Now, the way we dress today, obviously one of us didn't come up. So I think somebody might need to talk to somebody or count some beans, because I know somebody making a little money, it ain't me. I had this garage by myself for 35 years.
But the child lives with you, correct?
Right. And I
Ma'am?
had to keep my other garage.
Ma'am, how much money do you make a year, truthfully?
Truthfully, about 42,000.
You make
But
40.
see, he negates the six.
No,
Okay.
no, ma'am. You made more money, and you tried to. First of all, I feel offended that you came into my courtroom and tried to downplay what the situation was, what it was in the first place. You made it appear as though this child turned 18 and your child support should naturally terminate. That's not what's going on. Your child has special needs that this man has been paying for, and you have gotten a $12,000 raise, in a sense, of salary.
Period of time.
And excuse me?
That's the reason I got
Even
rid of
over
her
a
in the
period of
first place.
time, today, you make more money, and you just heard this man testify that a medical doctor told him that it's going to stop, the care coming to his home is going to end in 2 years.
2 years.
2 years, right? That
Then
is a long time.
Allow me a 2-year reprieve so I can do some things that I need to do.
Ma'am,
I don't have a problem
listen.
continuing
The
on
only
taking care of my child.
The only reprieve you're going to receive here today is to start your child support obligation on a monthly basis to this man. That's where we're going to do.
Is it continued because I've been doing?
Oh yeah, it's going to go up.
Excuse
It's
me,
definitely
ma'am.
going to go up. Yes, sir.
Apparently, denial isn't just in Africa; it's here today.
Look, listen, sir. Listen. Your little innuendos, those are cute, but let's leave them somewhere else. They're not
Yes,
going to
ma'am.
take place in here. Okay? They're not going to take place here. And ma'am, your outburst, please. I'm not impressed.
I'm not impressed either.
No, you shouldn't be. You should not be impressed. You came into this courtroom and tried to misrepresent, and you just simply don't want to take care of your child. That is ridiculous. Ma'am, so you said you make $42,000 a year. According to my calculation, that's about $3,500 for gross a month. That puts your net resources at $2,948.13. Who carries the health insurance on the child?
That would be me, ma'am.
Okay. Well, the adult child, excuse me. You carry health insurance, and what were you getting ready to say, ma'am?
Both of us.
So the child is equally covered. Correct.
Yes, that is correct.
And I heard you say that you had a 16-year-old.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to base your child support. You get credit for the child that you already have. So your child support is going to be set at $471.08 per month.
Say that again.
$471.70 per month. Understood?
That's clear.
Is there anything further?
Well, I was hoping, ma'am, if I could get a little boost in that, because the youngest son, he currently is being tested as well for some problems that he may be having.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
this is not the platform for you to be asking for an increase, and you just heard what this woman makes, and you heard me do the calculation based on what it is that she makes.
Well, I just,
It's,
ma'am.
no, sir. That's not how these things are done.
I mean,
You
she
cannot
couldn't-
get an increase from what she's making. What she makes is what she makes. Child support is based on a calculation. It's that simple. Now, if you want to do something later and file something in court once it's been diagnosed, what your other child may have, then you can do that. But until then, is there anything further?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. You all may be dismissed.
Number 3. She cut him off. Now he's calling the judge.
Mr. Brooks, it looks like you filed this case. Tell me what's going on.
Well, actually, I'm here today because I really feel like my counterpart here, my co-parent, she is intentionally working just to not even pay or help out in child support. I am a full-time father. I'm also a full-time employee, and I don't get as much money on a week-to-week basis. And I'm really looking for just a little help or support in what we created together. And it seems like she's kind of trying to run out on her responsibility in this with me, and I don't think that's fair.
What do you mean she's trying to run out on her responsibility? What do you mean by that?
Meaning trying to dodge the fact of, getting this child support, being able to pay something to help me out.
Have you
our
ever
child.
asked her, ma'am, you'll have your opportunity to speak. Have you ever asked her to pay child support? Or give you some money for the child?
Exactly. I've asked her to help out with some of the expenses that our child occurs throughout, even like a regular school year, or to maybe go attend different events. But
What type of expenses are you speaking about?
Well, speaking of expenses, maybe like as far as childcare, all right, tuition, because I prefer that our child gets maybe a better education other than maybe what the public system will provide. And so I'm looking for just a little help on her behalf. This is something we created.
Ma'am, what he's asking for is not unreasonable. You're not willing to do that?
It is unreasonable.
How is it unreasonable?
He knows I'm disabled, for one.
What is your disability?
I hurt my leg, and so I'm not able to work as I would like to, and he knows that.
You are aware, though, that in the state of Texas, you can be ordered to pay child support and the money comes directly out of your disability check.
I did not know that, Yana.
Yes, that's why you're here today, for me to inform you of that.
Well, I don't think that's right. Because
Wait a minute, ma'am. But you think it's right for him to pay all of the expenses for the child every month?
Your Honor.
You answer my question. Do you think that's right?
No, Your Honor, but he's doing this because I stopped messing with him. I go over
What
there
do you
still.
mean by stop messing with
I
him?
still go over to his house And we still mess around. And I just decided to cut it off because my leg has been killing me.
I mean, it don't make no sense you bringing that up here.
Well, you trying to bring me to court. You should have thought about that.
You all will address me.
Sorry, Your Honor.
You will not address each other.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You all's rendezvous, that has nothing to do with this court proceeding in Warwick, okay? We're here to talk about money. Ma'am, that is a different court. That's not, we're in support court. We're talking about child support here.
Okay.
And according to what has been presented to me so far, the child lives with Mr. Brooks, is that correct?
I would really say us, but he lives in his home.
The child lives with Mr. Brooks, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Brooks, you are not receiving any type of child support, is that correct?
I'm receiving nothing from her at all.
Nothing.
Ma'am, how many children do you have?
I have one with him, and then I have 2 others.
So you have a total of 3. And how much money do you make a year?
Well, I don't make any now since I hurt my leg off the pole.
What pole are you referring to? Did you run into a pole?
No, ma'am. I was working at Dallas Gentleman's, and he knows that. And he knows that's why I hurt my leg. And so he's been helping me.
Wait a minute, what is Dallas Gentleman's?
A strip club.
So you were working in the strip club, so you got injured on that pole.
On that pole, and he knows it. And he forced me to work there.
And you're collecting a disability check from falling off the stripper pole.
Off the stripper pole.
That's the first.
But that's why we don't have a relationship now.
But that's not what you said the other
Why?
day.
Excuse me.
Sorry,
Excuse me.
Sorry.
What do you mean by that's why you all don't have a relationship now?
Because she's spending all her time up there working on the pole for money. But this is money that she
But you know what,
support
sir?
our kids.
And you may not necessarily agree with her choice of work, but she is making some type of money. And ma'am, you are going to pay child support.
How much?
You're going to pay child support. How much were you working when you were on the pole?
How much I was getting?
Yes.
I was getting close to about a night or a year.
Based on the documents that you turned in with your 1099s, you were making about $65,000 a year.
What?
He knew.
These documents are accurate, correct?
They're pretty much accurate.
Even whether he knew or not, you were making money and you're not supporting.
I am supporting, but I will say he does a lot. He does most of it because I am hurt and he knows that. So he's been pretty nice about that until now.
What do you mean he's been pretty nice until now?
I mean, until now, I guess since I was, unfortunately still letting him, come over and have rendezvous.
You will have your opportunity to speak. Let her speak.
Thank you.
And I do not need you to
Your Honor.
echo me.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now address me. What were you saying?
We would have our rendezvous, and he was fine and dandy. Fine and dandy. We've been doing this for 5 years. 5 years. He knows I've been stripping. And all of a sudden, he wants to pull me into court now because I stopped last week. So all of a sudden, now we're on the court docket to come into court because you want child support because I stopped giving it up.
You really need to address me as I've asked you.
Sorry,
I've asked you that
I do apologize.
more than once.
I do apologize.
Don't apologize, just do it. Okay? Okay, ma'am, your testimony is conflicting with the documents that you provided to the court ahead of time. You testified that you have 3 children and 1 child between the 2 of you, but according to your paperwork, you have a 4th child.
What?
Yes, Your Honor.
You didn't know she had another child?
Your Honor, I had no clue.
You were not going to tell this man that you have another child? Your child has another sibling. You don't believe that's important?
It's more than a sibling, but it's someone he knows, so I just don't think it's important for him to know.
I am not about to play these games with you. You save those games for your old job on the pole. This is a serious matter. You need to be paying child support to this man. Now, based on, you said you received disability, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How much do you receive in disability a month?
Only $1,200.
Only? He's not getting anything from you. What do you mean only?
He's getting a lot from me, but...
Financially, he's not getting anything from you to support this child, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Based on my calculations, at $1,200 a month, puts you about $14,000 or so a year. So, giving you credit for the other children, your child support obligation comes out to $163.20. Who covers medical insurance for this child?
Anthony is currently on Medicaid.
Medicaid. So, ma'am, considering you are the one that is going to be responsible for child support, you're also going to be responsible for the health insurance. That money has to be repaid back to Medicaid. It's a state agency. You have to pay it back. Therefore, based on what your gross and taking 9% of that, which is what you would be responsible for health insurance, it comes out to about $108. So your total monthly obligation is $271.20. That is to be paid on the first of each month, and it will be paid directly to him. Child support obligation and the Medicaid coverage. You understand, ma'am? Because you're looking very confused right now, and I'm confused as to why you haven't been giving him any money to support this child.
Because I've been giving him other things, Your Honor. And
What other type of things are you talking about that he gets from you?
Can you tell her what I give you, please?
I'm asking you.
Your Honor, I give him lap dances. I give him...
Oh,
everything
okay.
you can
See,
think of.
that's too much. That's too much. I'm referring to anything that you give him for the child. Based on what you all do behind closed doors, your little secret rendezvous you have going on, that has nothing to do with in here. Financially, what else have you been giving him to take care of this child?
I give him about $20 every other week.
$20 every other week. Sir,
Ma'am,
how much does it cost you a month in expenses for this child?
when you consider daycare is $115 a week, just to make sure she's getting a quality education, along with the expenses of clothes, food, entertainment, things like that. I would probably put another 100 or so on that.
There's no way he can live and take care of this child off of $20, ma'am. Your child requires more than $20. So, monthly obligation, $271.20 to be paid to dad. Mr. Brooks, do you have anything else?
Yes, Your Honor. Now, once she's healed from, her injury, she'll be back to making more money.
Okay. Yeah.
And so is that something that can be considered, or?
Oh, definitely. It can be considered. And ma'am, that's actually a very good question. If you go back to the poll and you make another $65,000 and this man comes back for an increase in child support, I can entertain that. Yes. Don't look confused. I can entertain that. As you get an increase, your child also gets an increase. Is there anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, how am I supposed to be able to afford this?
I don't know. Let's see. Maybe you can pick up another job.
That's all I know how to do.
Is what? Hit the pole?
Hit the pole.
Well, you might want to find another pole job. Anything further?
That'll be all, Your Honor.
If nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Number 4, she said, "Watch my kid," then vanished.
Miss Stone, you
Yes,
brought
ma'am.
this case before the court. What's going on?
So basically, this is my twin sister. She dropped off her child to me about 6 months ago, dropped her off saying that she was gonna come back, run to the store, and literally never came back. I've been taking care of her. I myself has 2 other kids as well. The little girl, her name is Karina. But Karina, so
How old is Karina?
she's 4 years old. She's been getting sick a lot. I've been taking her to a doctor, but out of my pocket. It's been hard to take care of all that. And from what I hear, my sister over here has been up in the club, twerking, and not taking care of her responsibilities, and not doing what she needs to do.
Why is it funny?
I don't know.
When she finishes, then I will come to you. But there will be no laughing in here.
I'm sorry,
Especially
Your
about what, don't be sorry, just don't do it.
All right.
Especially about what she just said, allegedly, that you're doing. You may continue.
But that's basically it. I'm here to request child support from her. That is my niece, and I do want her to be okay, but I can't take care of her by myself.
All right, so what's your name?
I'm Christina Stone.
All right, Christina, what do you have to say about what your sister said?
Basically, I just feel like we shouldn't even be here. We're sisters. This is a family matter. I don't even know why she even brought me here. I have tried to contact her, and for some reason, I have not been able to get a hold of her.
Wait a minute. Hold on 1 second. You seem to be upset.
Yes, I'm very upset because she's over here.
She should be upset. If what she says is true, that you left Karina with her after going to the store, is that true?
And she hasn't even called me at all. That's
I've
a
been
lie.
trying to get a hold of her.
1 second. It's a yes or no. Is that true? Did
Yes.
you leave Karina? She should be the one upset. You left your daughter, have not come back. She's paying things out of pocket. Your daughter has health issues, and you're not giving her any type of financial assistance. She should be upset. I don't understand your attitude.
I understand, but we are blood. We are family. I am going through a lot myself.
What are you going through?
Well, my baby father in jail, so it's hard for me to really.
What he in jail for?
He got involved in some drugs and
He's
Involved
a
in some
deadbeat.
drugs?
He ain't taking care of nobody.
so basically he got involved with some drugs. He ended up in the penitentiary and
How long has he been in there?
he's been in there for about 2 to 3 years.
So he doesn't really know Karina then.
No, unfortunately.
All right. And I see that Dad was served by way of you through the penitentiary system. So he was ordered to not necessarily be here because he can't be here, but he is aware that this hearing is taking place today.
Yes, ma'am.
So I understand that it's a family matter, but at the end of the day, she's still doing something she is not obligated to do. And you do need to pay her child support. You and Dad both, but it wouldn't be right to put Dad on child support today considering he's not here. He's in a penitentiary. Do you know how long he will be in there?
He has about 4 more years left.
So in 4 years, you guys can come back to court and then we can modify it. But as far as today, you are going to start paying her some child support.
Well, what if I just get the custody back?
You ain't even taking care of her. What do you mean?
I could take care of my own child.
No, I've been seeing
Wait
you
a minute,
out on
excuse me.
Snapchat all over.
You two will just address me. You never had custody from the sounds of it. If you dropped your daughter off and never went back, she has been in rightful custody of your daughter, not you. So I can't make her overturn that situation. She's been doing it. That's what's right. And what's right is that you should pay child support. You'd agree with me, right?
Well, I would eventually like to get my child back.
Well, that's fine eventually, but today, that's not what's gonna happen. How much money do you make?
I make about 30 grand a year.
30 grand a year. What do you do?
I work for a retail store.
You get commission?
No, I do not.
Is that the truth? Because you hesitated.
I have other endeavors and stuff, like, you know, side businesses.
But nothing that just generates a whole lot of money?
No,
So this is what I'm going to do. Do you have any other children?
I do not.
So your child support obligation will start today. And health insurance. Do you know how much it would cost to add the child only?
So I had called around and they were quoting me about $500.
For that child only. If that child is, you said you have 2 other children? Mm-hmm. So it's 2 other children, it'll be you and then Karina.
Yes,
So it'll be
ma'am.
4 people. How much would it be total for your insurance?
So for all of us, I think they said like
$1,500. Ooh, health insurance is so expensive. Mm-hmm. So what I can do is divide it by 4. So individually, each person would be $325. So that would be the coverage that you will reimburse to your sister, in addition to child support. So you said you have 1 child. I have your gross at $2,500 monthly, which brings your net to $2,146.92. And you have 1 child. That brings your child support obligation to $429 plus the health insurance at $325. Your monthly obligation is $754 a month. You can roll your eyes all you want to. I'm really not bothered by that. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And based on what your sister said and based on your own admission, you're in the wrong, and it's only right that you pay her child support as well as health insurance so your daughter can get her health issues taken care of. Anything I said confuse you?
I understand.
Well, do you have any questions for me?
I don't.
Do you have any other questions?
no, ma'am.
If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
In this case, the court ruled in favor of stability and experience over biology and sudden reform. Grandmother Miss Franklin retained full custody, and Kim was ordered to pay monthly support. This wasn't just a legal decision, it was a moral statement. Parenting is more than a paycheck or a promise, it's presence. If you found this case as eye-opening as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real courtroom drama where justice speaks louder than excuses.